Blackrue back to get started here. Let's cue my guy Indigo Saint. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe it was Blackrue investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on that Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing.
All right, that Indigo gets me hyped every time. Let's go here, share the screen, and get going on all the different channels. Share audio, boom. Okay, and you might have noticed in the description, we have a link to the Telegram where we got a lot of people in here offering really great information now. Definitely come over to the Telegram. The link is in the description. Also, definitely come over to the channel, www.darkhorsewatcher.com, where you can like and subscribe and learn about a lot of good cryptos, CBDC cryptos, ISO 20022 cryptos, LCX partners, stock charting, crypto charting. We got it all for you. Information, right at your hands for free. All that I ask is that you like, subscribe, and share so we can grow the channel. That's all I ask. So let's go over here and open this up so that we can get all the comments. We'll be sure to drop this in the Telegram. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, while that's loading, we'll go over to the Gentleman of Crypto side and we'll get this going. So today, boring crypto bottoms over hot sectors. And we all love bottoms, right? But we're going to quantify this and really just sharpen this up. Just give me a second here. Just want to make sure everything's up and good and ready to go. So today, boring. Okay, so mute that. Then we're coming over to the Gentleman of Crypto side. Start that, and then we can get going here. Just a tad bit late, y'all. My apologies. Like about 10 minutes late here. And if you want to know my show times, I have it pointed on my Twitter at Blackrue. Let me move my mic a little closer here. What's going up, Blues? Or what's going on, Blues Batteries? Appreciate you coming out. Almost got this loaded here. And we can start. Okay, it's muted. Perfect. Okay, guys. So, and what's up, Crypt Work? So, really got to look at this, right? Boring crypto bottoms over hot sectors. Now, the real title It's just too long for it's too long for the algorithms, right? The real title would be early boring crypto bottoms over late hot sectors. Okay. Like for instance, let me give you the what I'm talking about here. So we got AI, right? Singularity.net, AGIX, right? It's extremely hot sector. This went from about 5 cents, rocketed all the way up to almost 70 cents. Like, what's that? 5 times 9 is 45. So that's like, it's over like a 12x, right? From 5 cents all the way up to 70 something cents. And now it's chilling at 39 cents. So it's like 5 times 9 is 45. So it's like a 7x from there, right? Um, Brilliant, beautiful. But where you want to get into this is early, okay? Right? So you're not lagging behind and getting somebody else's bags. So that's what I'm saying there. So what would be optimal is if you got in right before it was going to pump, right? And then you're in on the hot sector. But it doesn't really always work out that way, right? So that's why I'm saying where we should shoot is being early on those boring bottoms first. You know what I'm saying? Because, then that boring bottom turns into a nice, juicy gain, right? Um, to use a couple analogies, so to speak, right? That's what I'm talking about. So taking it from there, right? So taking it from there, what's up, Blues Batteries? So taking it there from there, right? What's a boring sector that we can go and grab some boring bottoms, right? And shout out to the Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon, it's less than a cup of coffee for a weekly watch list. We we've been killing it on Wads Pay. So me and the patrons, we got in on this around here when it was a boring bottom, right? Actually, we were in over around here, 0.07 something. So right now it's up what, like 4x, 3x here. So 3x. And that's going to get into something we're talking about later, which is mastering doubling. Okay. So shout out to the patrons. I still think Wads Pay is going to move. We talked about Wads Pay on the last show, and like how they're connected to a lot of BRICS nations. They have some like real good, like I'm assuming their culture, I'm assuming their leadership, most of them looked Indian, so I'm going to say they're Indian from India. Okay. Um, so India's in a BRICS nation, and just check out the last video where we covered, I think it was payment cryptos. We talked extensively about Wads Pay, but of course the patrons, they got this first, and they're able to benefit from this boring bottom. Okay, so shout out to the patrons. But now looking at another area that possibly will have a boring bottom, and the patrons already have a list for last week about some boring bottoms. This week they'll get a full list about another sector that has a couple boring bottoms, which is the wallet sector. Okay. If we come over here and take a look at Clever. Now, Clever is one of these. It went as high as 14 cents after getting listed on KuCoin. Is now chilling over here. It was as low as like 0.002, but you can see here its bottom is beginning to round, right? It's getting a little round. This bottom's getting a little round. So if we come over here and take a look, it's starting to grow, right? They're doing the Pilates or whatever. Um, let's see here. So if we come over here and take a look, it's up like it's 2x, but saying it can get to 14 or hell, even half that, right? Saying they can get back to 7, that's at least a what, 10x here? If it gets back to 7.5, right? That's a 10x from where it is right now. So a lot to like about Clever. Not only is it a wallet, it's an exchange. Not only is it an exchange, it has its own layer 1 that's built on the Tron network. Come over here and take a look here. Do they say talk about this level 1? Well, we can go to a website here. Let's go to a website. Let's go to the Twitter, and then we'll get into mastering doubling. And if you guys have any questions, be sure to just put them in the chat. We'll get to them all. What's up, Nerd Up Inc. Marv? Yeah, any questions, just get them and put them in the chat. Oh, MACD in their RSI. I see blues, but he knows his charting. He knows his charting. So let's get into Clever a little bit, and then we'll get into mastering doubling, which is very, very important and comes out of something that someone said in the Telegram over here. So definitely come over to the Telegram. And with the Patreon too, I have a private Discord. Um, I just kind of added that feature. I need to build it out. But with the Patreon, you have a private Discord, and we're going to start building that out. I'm going to see if the Patreon has a way to do a private Telegram too, but that's a little different subject. But let's go over here to Twitter and go to Clever's homepage. So Clever is an exchange in Brazil. And Brazil is another one of those emerging markets, a BRICS nation, right? So I think exchanges in that area, in these type of BRICS nations areas, are really going to start to grow. Okay. So Clever might be one to really look at and really enjoy that bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's at a low bottom point where right now it might not be the new hotness. It might not be AI, right? But it will at some point grow. Okay. Just give it another bull run. Whenever that bull run hits, it's gonna grow. Okay. So I'm saying like it might be better to follow these boring bottoms. Let's see here. So let's see who's following Clever here. We got quite a ton of people here following Clever. Of which notable Crypto and Down. Shout out to Crypto and Down. You can see them on this network. See here. Miss Teen Crypto, who just so graciously follows me now. Fancy Pants. I think he's a Mycy Network guy. Brian Moore of Benzinga. John Deaton follows Clever. Guy kind of involved in a whole XRP case. Splinterlands follows Clever. Blockchain Monkeys follows Clever. KuCoin, Gentleman of Crypto, follows Clever. Let's see here. So a few different people are here on the Clever bandwagon, right? Including Bitcoin Zay, right? So looking pretty nice for Clever. And if we go over here and look here, if we can go look at the about, you'll see that they're a Brazilian company, which really intrigues me because I think these BRICS nations, the way that the dollar's heading and the way that the yuan's heading, these BRICS nations are really going to pop off money wise. So if we come over here, go down, we can see. Okay, it's not listing where they are. It used to list where they are. But trust me, these guys are in Brazil. They're doing some big things. Definitely want to follow. Okay, now before we get to the questions, what's up, Smithology Project? What's up, Gordon Simon? I'm going to get into mastering doubling. And this is going to get into some of my content this is more content that's kind of conspiracy and crypto, if you will. Be sure to check out my Rokfin. You can go here, Rokfin at Blackrue. I think that's in the description as well, where you can go over here and get alternative content. We can put it that way, alternative content. Rokfin's taking forever to load. So definitely come over here at Conspiracy and Crypto and follow me. I don't want to do MetaMask. So, okay. So here it goes, finally loading. So if you come over here and take a look here, we got some alternative content. Like talking about Saturn worship. Okay, guys, we're live. We'll pause that. You'll see stuff about Saturn worship. You'll see stuff about C credits, carbon credits, right? You'll see stuff about a whole bunch of different things. Ukrainian connection with FTX, whole bunch of different stuff over here. So definitely come over here and check me out on Rokfin, Crypto, and Conspiracy. I just want to bring up one thing here for you. So getting into mastering doubling, I really want you guys to know. So there are these things called 7 hermetic principles. I definitely think that everyone should look into them, but I want to point out one principle here. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. Kabbalion. Okay. Now, the reason why this is so important is that things that kind of tend to mimic life tend to be the strongest ideas, right? Like the computer, AI kind of mimics the human brain, right? And doubling is really important for investing. So let's look at a doubling here. This is like mitosis. You can think of this as mitosis, like when a sperm goes into an egg, right? And the cells begin to double. You got 1 doubles into 2, 2 doubles into 4, 4 doubles into 8, 8 doubles into 16, and so on. So essentially, let me bring up this right here. So essentially, this is $1, starting from $1 and doubling it without tax. This is basically what mitosis does. We just kind of got to look at it there, where 1 went to 2, went to 4, went to 8, went to 16, right? So basically, if you double, and the trick here is every time it has to double. So 1 has to double into 2. 2 has to double into 4. So all of those units, all of these sides have to double. So going back to this diagram here, this is what we really want to do in crypto. Okay. This is what we want to do with all investing, right? The trick comes in is people never take profits. So when something doubles, you don't take the profit and it goes back down to where it is, right? Or when you take some of your profits, you put it into something else that doesn't go up. A whole bunch of different things there, right? But here's where we kind of get into the tricky part right here. This like 9, 10, 11 area, right? Because where we want to get is this area, right? Like 19. So if you had 250K, right, be very easy to say, okay, all you need to do is go into something that doubles twice and you have $1 million. So, you put your money in Bitcoin, Bitcoin's at 28, next bull run it says 72, voila, you're there, right? But here's the tricky part. So say you see these videos all the time, right? If I had $1,000 or if I had $1,024, what cryptos would I invest in? How many cryptos would I invest in? So if we're taking it from this mitosis thing, from this doubling chart, if you had $124, I would invest in 8 cryptos. So you take $124, that's 128 times 8 would get you the $124, right? Now, if each of those hundreds doubled, you would just get $2,000, just 2,048. But now you want to find the thing that is at the lowest bottom, i.e., something like Clever, which isn't going to bottom out anymore, right? So this all builds on each other. That isn't going to bottom out anymore, but has a high chance to get back to 14 cents, right? This is something that's ideal. You don't want to go chasing. You don't want to go chasing the hot sector, and end up losing, going from 70 something cents down to 39 and losing half your money. Because then you're back, you're back into this whole thing, and you got to try to double it again. Okay. Using our example here, if you invested in Singularity.net at 70 cents, it now goes down to 39. You've essentially said, okay, I've went from 256 down to 128. And now to get back to 128, it has to double. It's kind of complicated to think about, but really simple to apply. So going back here, you wanna search out something to invest in that's not going to lose the money or is at a bottom, right? It has a high probability to at least double, right? So that's the whole theory here with doubling theory. We want to search out things that will not lose us, that is at a bottom, at a achieved bottom, that's highly likely to double and bring us to the next step here, to the next doubling step. Okay, so there's like, we could go even deeper into that, but I think that's all we want to touch on. Like, okay, so if you got $1,024, then maybe, not financial advice, but maybe what you want to do is split that into $828 pieces and put those into places that you don't think are going to go down, but have a high possibility of doubling, right? Okay, so that's just the theory. Mastering doubling, this is what we really want to do. Of course, let's go just I said that we weren't, but I just want to go just a little bit deeper. When it really gets hard is when you're at this point, right? So if you got 16K, right, you want to put it in something that's not going to take half your money and you're down to 8,000. So when you get to like this point, this is when people start putting, say, like $8,000 into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's established. It's not going to, probably not going to lose you half your money, or then, maybe not Bitcoin, you go stable coin, and now you got a stable $8,000 and you can continue to build to double that, right? So that's the whole reason why stable coins were really invented, to keep money on blockchains and to allow you to say, okay, now my money is stable. I'm not looking to lose that 8,000 or that 16K. Is stable now. And now I can wait to either try to double it some other place, or I can try to earn interest on it or stake it, So we really want to master these bottoms, finding things at these bottoms, so we can master doubling our money. Okay. And then let's get out here to these questions. And I hope that makes sense to everybody. If it doesn't, let me know. And if anybody's watching the recording, if you want to leave comments in the description or on my channel, I check my channel comments. I don't check the ones on Gentlemen of Crypto as much, which I really should check. But if you're really looking to leave a comment and you're watching the recording, please leave it on my channel. Because I get, my channel comments on my phone. So what about MOB? Okay, let me go look that up. You got me thinking about the rap group with Prodigy, Mob Deep. I think that was Prodigy's group. Let me see here. Which one, Mobile Coin or Mob Inu? I'm gonna assume Mobile Coin. And here, let me close the Telegram. Definitely think it's a nice free thing for you to join. You guys, to join the Telegram, we share a lot of great information in there. Let me know if this is the one you were referencing. Who had that question? Crypt Work. Let me know if this is the one you were referencing, Mobile Coin. Yeah, it has bottomed. So yeah, it looks like it's bottomed. So this one might be a really great boring bottom to get into. Is this? I always think that this is like the one that's related to Cardano, but it's not. Ultimate mission of MobileCoin is to create an end-to-end encrypted messaging platform. Okay. That's interesting. That's kind of what Oxen wants to do as well. Yeah, it looks like it's bottomed really nicely. Only 250K supply. No, I'm sorry, 250 million. Excuse me, 250 million supply. Very nice. Where do you buy it? Binance, Bitfinex, G.io. Can you buy it in America? I'm not sure if you can use Bitfinex outside of America or not. Hotbit, ZT, BitTrue, CoinX, LBank. Might not be able to buy it here unless you're going to use like a VPN or something. You didn't hear that from me though. All right, so let's look to the next one. Just want to verify though. Let me know if that was the one you were talking about, Cryptwork. Yep, that was. Okay, perfect. Let me go look at his. I want to see who's following it too. Let's go to the Twitter. It's taking a little while to load. Maybe because I pressed it 2 times by mistake there. Okay, they're in San Francisco. That's cool. Followed by SVF, followed by Reserve. Reserve's another good one that's kind of bottomed. This one is in San Francisco as well. So it's pretty cool to see that they're following another big San Francisco company. Another big San Francisco company is following them. So they're making inroads with people. That's good. Cameron Winklevoss, that's cool. And Ryan Sean Adams of Bankless, they have some pretty big followers. That's really something. Yeah, this is one to take a look at. Oasis is following them as well. Definitely. Not sure, like outside of VPN, where you can really get access to it. But yeah, definitely want to watch. And let's look at this chart again. I saw that it bottomed, but I didn't see what would be the possible X here. It's crazy that it got all the way to, what's that? $50? $60. So a possible 60x. Not sure what that would be on our doubling tree. $1 to 60. So that'd be like 7 jumps. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'll have to remember to look at that one. Let me write that down. The symbol also makes me think because I love anime. I'm thinking about Mob Psycho 3000. That's just where my head is at. But yeah, let me see here. CKB. CKB. Nervos. Nervos is always around and people always talk about it. Okay, so 40 billion, 40.8 billion. Know that this is mineable. Okay, you could just start mining this. It had one good, like it had the one bull run. So quite possibly next bull run, it goes past these. So it's only doubled since the beginning of the year, which is nice if you want to pick up some. But saying that it can get back to 4 cents, that is another 10x, right? Um, always hear about this. I know they like do something with Cardano. They had a partnership with Cardano. Again, let's see who's watching this. What makes them unique? Dual layer architecture. Layer one base layer, also called the common knowledge base, is where the network achieves consensus using proof of work. This layer has its own cryptocurrency called CK byte, which fuels the neural system. Layer two is a computational layer where transactions are processed in real time and where developers carry out programming tasks. Okay. I know they had some partnership with Cardano a while back, and that's pretty cool. So we know Cardano does have the ear of the World Economic Forum. For a while, not FTX, excuse me. For a while, LCX, all they were doing was launching Cardano projects. Now they're branching out into some different ones. A lot of followers here for Nervos. So you can see they definitely get around. Cerberus. Harmonies, Splinterlands, Windy O's following these guys. Trading Nomadic, CEO of Uphold. They have a lot of followers. Yeah, Nervos is one that seems to be a decent bet. Like, if we start looking at a lot of these as just like, okay, how am I going to double my money easy? Like, easy, you should be able to double your money easy here with Nervos. Definitely the next bull run, it should at least get back to 4 cents. I know they always have like kind of partnerships and stuff like that. They're always active. Like if we go look at their stuff right now, sure, April 7th, yeah, they're constantly active. Now, as far as the deep of like who they're all partnered with, I do not know this. But just from the chart, just from looking at the chart, looks nice. Um, looks like they're inflational. People do not like that when coins are inflationable, inflationary. People do not like that about coins. That's why a lot of people do not like Casper, because it's inflationary. Excuse me. Um, yeah, people don't usually like that. That's what people did not like Ethereum, because technically it was inflationary. Um, However, I don't think that's a big worry. It does just say like, okay, it's not deflationary. It's not it's not the most advantageous for price when it's inflationary like that. But that would be one thing to watch for. But I'm pretty sure it can hit that 4 cents level on the next bull run, especially seeing as how I know it has like big partners like Cardano on it, or with in partnership with it. Do I have suggestions for coins that are considered as bottom candidates? Smithology project. Well, one suggestion would be what I just said was clever, um, and that's like the real only suggestion that, out of respect to the patrons, that I can give. But if you want a lot of suggestions, I do have the Patreon for less than a cup of coffee. You get a weekly watch list um, every week for that. So I think the link is in the description for that. What do you think about Veil? Which Veil? There's two of them. Um, oh, mobile was created by Cash App founder. I did not realize that. Um, Poor guy. Rest in peace. Let's look at Veil. I think you might be talking the cheap Veil, because there's a Veil for Velodrome Finance. You may be talking this one. I know a lot of people really believe in this project, but it dumped out so hard. It is at a bottom right now, though. $30 billion supply, which is big-ish. See, look at this. Dumped out hard. Hard. Look at that thing. My goodness. So I don't know as much about this project. I just know it dumped. It is at a bottom. It is definitely at a bottom. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to press that button. So it's definitely at a bottom. But do we think it goes back to $1 again? Maybe. Maybe, but even still, if you're just looking to double your money, do you think it goes to a cent, 2 cents again? I would say so. Next bull run, I would say that it would go to 2 cents. Um, does it get to $2 again? I don't know about that, but let's look at his Twitter. This is on Stellar. I did not realize that. Okay, let's go look at his Twitter though. Fact, it's on Stellar. That makes me feel a lot better about it. because it seems like another like payment crypto. I like that it's on Stellar. Partners with Visa? Okay. I just got a lot more bullish on this. Um, it's on Stellar. It's partnered with Visa. Okay. I'm sold. I'm sold. That's all I really need to see. I'm sold now. We're creating trustless financial infrastructure that supports crypto payments and smart contracts. I'm sold on Velo now. Thank you for bringing that up, whoever brought it up. Let's go back to yeah, thank you, Porter S. I am sold on Velo now. I'm sold. What's up, Leonard? What's up, Alessandros? A pal from all the way over in Macedonia, man. I appreciate you watching me. Good to have viewers from everywhere in the world. That's awesome. I feel very humble for that. What's up, GT Nuts? I'm not only attacking or only stacking Litecoin and ETH. I understand that. GT Nuts. Going back to that doubling principle, Litecoin and ETH are probably something I stack around this area. You know what I mean? Like to make sure I conserve my 4,000 or my 8,000 or my 16K. But if I'm looking for like quick doubles, there might be some things that I might be willing to put $100 in or $250 in before I put them in ETH or Litecoin. But long term, ETH and Litecoin, yeah, I feel very good about those. But we might have to wait really until the next bull run, until we see a lot of value, a lot of doubling out of Litecoin and ETH. We might have to wait that far off. But Litecoin is going to have here in August, so we might not have to wait as long for that. ETH, especially with this staking being opened up, I think we're going to see that drop some more. But dollar cost average, I believe in that. So yeah, I definitely believe in that. Definitely believe in dollar cost averaging. What's up, Gomes? What's up, Ace? What's up, Kid Grayboat? What's up, Tark Easy Does It? According to your scale, does my year start when I started investing? Okay. Oh, I was just using this scale just for us to see the numbers. It just lets you know. It just lets you like these are tax numbers really, because you go down here, it actually tells you like, okay, how do you double your dollar with taxes? And it just lets you know that like a 10 or 20% tax literally says like, okay, you're now without taxes, you could double and get 1 million. You now can double and only get 12K. Crazy, right? But anyways, don't look at the year thing. I'm just thinking double. Like if I went and I gave somebody like I went and bought something for $2 and I went and sold it for $4, I've now doubled my money. Just period. So just think of it that way. Like I bought something for $2, I sold it for $4, it doubled. I bought something for $1, I sold it for $2, it doubled. That's the only way we're thinking about it. So when things get tricky is when you get down to this area, because you have to not only conserve your initial investment, you also have to double every one of those branches. That's where it gets tricky. So around, let's say $16, right? Where's that diagram? Right here. So now every, this is 8 right here, which 8 doubles into 16. So every one of these cells now has to give you 2. And you can't like every one of those has to double for you to now get 16. So that's how we end up losing, because we never take profits. That's why some people, whenever some investment they have doubles, they immediately take profit and conserve their initial investment. Like, okay, now I've doubled it. Let me take out my initial investment. That's conserved. Some people, that's their strategy. Immediately, once something's doubled, I'm taking out my value. Okay. And you can go with that if you feel like that's what works for you, right? Um, but back to kind of what I was saying here, this is when things gets tricky. Like, so let's take the $1,024 again and cut it into 8 now. So we took the 1,000, divided it by 8, and we got 128 8 times. Now, what are the 8 things that we can put that in where we do not lose our $128, but we have a chance for every one of those branches to double? Okay. And if every one of those branches doubled, you get $2,000. But of course, this is the same thing that VCs do, right? They might have a pot of money they invested in 10 projects, and they're looking for one that just really even just more than double, just like 10 or 20x. And then they've even more than made their money back, right? So we're just trying to follow the same principle. Same thing that VCs do, we're doing it. But we're just trying to do it with crypto. Okay. So that can be just one way that you go about it. Like, okay, I have 124, I have $1,024. I'm going to break it into eighths, $128, put it into 8 projects. Okay, what's going to double? Well, are all of those going to double for me? Are some of them going to quadruple, right? And go to $4? That's just one way to think about it. But just make sure whatever you do, once those things do double, you do something to protect your initial investment. You do something to take out that profit. Those are the important points of the doubling principle, is to always protect your initial investment. Always try to put that into something else that you think will double while protecting your initial investment. So just using GT Nuts as an example here. He's saying Litecoin and where is it? Litecoin and ETH, right? Let's just look at that right quick. So let's look at Litecoin. We're not gonna, I won't look at ETH. Let's look at Litecoin for a second. We can kind of look at Litecoin and see that it's established at least a floor of like $70 over the last like 8 months, right? So risk reward, right? At the very kind of, okay, so I guess you could say the floor over the last year is $55, right? 44. Let's say 44. No. Like I said, I'm sorry. Let's say 70, because that would be kind of really if you cut in between the middle of this, it would be 70. So whatever you're putting it in there, you're saying, okay, at the very least, I'm only losing like 20% if I buy Litecoin right now. But you're doubling, you only got a chance to maybe double to or go to $340 something, which is twice doubled. So you've gone from 90 to 180, and that 180 has gone to 300. So you doubled your money twice with that. Whereas, so this one, given risk and reward, might be safer than, say, I don't know. We were looking at Clever. Clever is going to be a bad example because it really has bottomed. You're not making so much of a risk. Trying to think of something that's really hot right now. But Clever, you could say, because it has gone up a lot in recent time. Because within the last month, this is doubled. If you kind of look at it, it's almost reached the bottom. I'm trying to think of one that's like just became hot. Okay, I know one. Conflux. Let's say Conflux, right? And we've spoken on this a while. We know that Conflux they have deals with the second largest cell phone company over there to do some SIM card stuff, but it's you could say it's bottomed right now, but it's all new type of growth. So with this one, you might feel a lot more risk that it'll lose half its value because it's never been this high before. Up until like 2 months ago, it was at 5 cents, right? So this is one you might feel a little less comfortable in. And then where does it go to double? You don't know where it's going to double, like, because the chart, you have to go back like 2 years to a point where it was over 38 cents, right? So in this case, this might not be one of the ones you would want to pick because you don't know when it's going to double, like, and there's a chance that you can lose your initial investment. But those are some of the conversations you have to have with yourself when you're investing, right? And that's why I was making the case that, hey, maybe we want to go with the boring bottoms of a company that looks like Clever instead of going with something that's like the new hotness that we might be kind of late on, right? Like Conflux. Maybe the better investment might be to invest in Clever instead, if that makes sense. Oh, no problem, brother. No problem. Or sister. No problem. No problem. I believe that pure compounding is how you do make it faster. Makes sense. Yeah, pure compounding. Compounding's no joke either, Gomes. I appreciate it. Gomes has a lot of knowledge there. compounding works well too. I'm just trying to get it into the least common denominator, the simplest thing to think about. Because compounding sometimes gets very complex to think about. Um, Whereas doubling, someone can think about, okay, I turn $1 into $2, or I turn $2 into $4. That's easy to think about. Whereas compounding is like, over time, this is going to compound into this over 7 years at this interest rate. Is not as concrete as just saying, all right, I'm turning 2 into 4, 4 into 4 into 8, 8 into 16. That's very concrete. Um, Yep, start with 128, double it again and again and again. And that's the beauty of the doubling. So it's like, okay, at some point, if I don't if I don't double the 128, I've doubled it so many other times that I can be a little bit more risky, or I can invest in something that I'm waiting longer on. But that's the key to mastering doubling in my mind. Speaking of Litecoin, do you think Light Wallet in their debit card? I've not looked at their debit card. What's up, Sharon Dawson? Appreciate you coming through. I've not looked at their debit card, but I really like the whole concept of Litecoin being silver to Bitcoin's gold. And if you look at silver's chart, let me pull up. I don't have my trading view open. Let's use it here. If you look at silver's chart, it tends to line up pretty well with Litecoin. And Litecoin, there's only going to be a certain amount of Litecoin, right? So just like silver, it's an asset that you can kind of think of as being deflationary. Silver is not so deflationary because they're always mining it, right? But if we look at precious metals over time and money over time, precious metals have definitely retained their value more. And part of that has to do with scarcity, which is why some people think that countries actually retard the growth of precious metals by not letting people mine them as much, so that they don't lose their value. Some say that there's gold in Africa that they're not allowed to mine because certain countries want to keep gold at a certain price. Now, compare that with Bitcoin. We know that there's only 21 million of them, and people are losing their key phrases or not handing them on when they pass away, unfortunately. Like, Bitcoin continues to get more and more and more and more deflationary. So some say that investing in Bitcoin is better than gold because gold will always be able to be mined more. Hence, on that same note, silver and Litecoin being silver to Bitcoin's gold, that's my big thought on Litecoin as far as like that goes. So silver ounces. Okay. 1 hour. Let's go to the day chart. Okay, so silver's been, I think there was some like silver shortage or something, or someone did something with silver not too long ago where it caused this spike. Let's see if Litecoin kind of reflected the spike. It did. So, well, that's the day chart. Were we looking at the silver day chart? I'm not sure if we were. I think we were because I didn't change the time zones or the time things. Okay. So yeah, it did reflect that spike in silver. Litecoin reflected it like almost exactly. So that's something to look at. Bitcoin also kind of reflects gold's price if you look at that too. So, and there is the tech too that Litecoin has Mimblewimble. Mimblewimble is like their privacy zero knowledge proof tech, and I think coin companies will use Litecoin for zero knowledge proof, but I also think people will try to get Litecoin as a store of value. So I do see like perhaps one day Michael Saylor, after he's done collecting a lot of Bitcoin, he moves on and collects a lot of Litecoin as well. Okay, let me check that one out. SPC chain. Hey, relaxing serenity sounds. What is going on? Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. What was the SPC chain? Definitely go over and check out relaxing serenity sounds, y'all. They have a really nice calming channel. Boom, 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 boom. Space chain. Okay. Why do I feel like I've looked at this one? Let's look at their Twitter. And let's also look at their price history. It's taking a while to come up. Let me close some of these windows here. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Definitely a different look when we come out here. So it's been through two bull runs. It had the tail end of the previous bull run before this last one. And the last bull run, it got to about 4 cent, five. So about as high as five, let's say. Okay, seven, 7 cents. So a possible 3x here. Now, just using that as a barometer, I would say no. I wouldn't look at this because it went through a whole bull run and it just got to 7 cents and sitting here at 1.07. That's only like what, a 3x? And there's a lot of other things out here that have more X to them than that. But let's look a little deeper. Bringing blockchain and space together to create opportunities in both fields. Let's see who's following this. Okay, Bitcoin Zay is following. Bitcoin Zay is following. Let's see here. Now, one thing I would like to say, I would think like if they've been around so long, I would like to feel like they would have more followers than this. They're pretty active on their Twitter. That's good to see. That's good to see. I would probably just steer clear of it because I don't think that there's that's this part worries me. Like, okay, you really didn't go that far in a whole big entire Bora, right? And the possibility from here is only like a 3x. I'd rather go elsewhere. Yep, that's I'd rather invest in other things. All right, cool. Let's break out the profile. This is where you can catch me. If you see my pinned tweet at the top there that I scrolled by, you can catch me on Sunday, 7:30 PST, on my channel here. Since there are no more questions, I'll catch you guys later. Stay away from. Oh, what's up, Ace? Yeah, I can't do the space coin. Let's see here. Well, I believe that some coins like ALBT or ABT Art Block were not willing to pay for the listing on any exchange, but I can assure you Art Block is a rock solid project. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I had Robert Mao on for an interview, guys, and I was so impressed by the way that Robert Mao was very honest on his interview, and you don't necessarily always get that from CEOs. I like Art Block. I do like Art Block, and the ease of using Art Block when I had Byte storage on, I was really impressed how easy it was to get a DApp up. So basically, everything that Robert Ma told me and said to me about how easy it was to use ArtBlock to do DApps was confirmed in my interview with Byte Storage. So I really do like ArtBlock. I think it's one that people should definitely like pay attention to. I think Robert Ma doesn't really care about like necessarily. I don't think he has any reason to like worry about having it listed on exchanges. It's listed on Coinbase, so it's like okay, and you can get to it to like all these other places, but he's like it. The technology does what he says it does, and I appreciate his honesty on everything that he says in these interviews here. Um, and it really seems like he has some insight on the digital ID technology. I really like that. And then if we look at the total supply, that's a very juicy supply. So yeah. And definitely go check out my interview with Robert Ma. Um, I have one also on Dion's channel, which is my NYC network crypto. Definitely go check him out. Um, we had another interview on there with Robert Ma, and he let us know how he integrated AI into ArcBlock, like seamlessly, like fast, very fast. I haven't seen too many other things do it as quickly as ArcBlock's able to do that. So yeah, definitely fans of ArcBlock on this channel. So yeah, definitely check out my interview with Robert Ma. And have any other questions, let me know. We'll be back on tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. PST, and we'll always be in the Telegram. Definitely join the Telegram. The link is in the description for any of you guys who are watching, or anybody who's watching the recording. You guys are definite like ballers. G's for making it down to the end of the video. I so much appreciate it. But yeah, guys, catch you on Sunday, hopefully. If you're not able to catch it live, please catch the recording. I know it's late. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Have a good one, guys. Peace.